What's up, bro? Let's have a raw talk, me and you. Okay? No bullshit, no distractions. I just want to have a real and honest talk with you that I think is something I wish I'd heard much younger. And so I'm honestly making this for the younger version of myself. So little Stefan, listen up, kiddo. You're about to get a world of a lesson here. Okay? Um, why does making money have to be hard? Like, why? Why does, genuinely, why does making money have to be difficult? Why can't we just snap our fingers and have $1 billion at our fingertips? Because that's what we all want, right? I know we don't want to admit that, but you and I both know that we secretly, I'll admit I do, wish that we could just snap our fingers and have $1 billion in our bank account to do the things we want to do, right? To buy the car we want, to retire our family, right? To do whatever it is that it may be, right? That is what we want. We wish that was the case. We wish that we were just born with that kind of money so we could do the things that we only have dreamed of doing in our entire life, right? Well, I always thought that too, and as a matter of fact, I think I always still will. But I was on a call with Hermosi today, and I hop on calls with Hermosi every single week, which is where I make a lot of videos from. But today was a bit different, and he was sharing some real honest advice, and he was talking about this, that why does, even Andrew Tate talks about this, why does making money have to be easy? Why does it have to be fast? Why do we always look for the quickest and the fastest and the most efficient ways to make money while avoiding the work as much as possible? Why is that what we do? And it's what we just talked about. It's because we think that the thing that will make us happy is the money. We think that the happiness, that the value is in the money itself. But this isn't entirely true. You see, trust fund kids, right, or people that are born into wealth are some of the saddest, most depressed people on earth. You may even know one of them. Somebody who was born into wealth who is not happy with their life whatsoever. As a matter of fact, there is even therapists just for these kind of people. On a side note, they're really smart. They help the rich solve rich people problems. If you want to make money, do that. Okay? We digress. There's literally therapists that just help trust fund babies, right? Kids who are born into wealth, overcome their depression of never amounting to anything because they had everything given to them. Okay? And what I think this shows is, and the most powerful thing about this is that the value of money isn't the money itself. It's in the work required to make the money. That is where the value lies. You see, anything in this world, if accessible at your fingertips, you devalue. It is why when somebody offers us something free, we inherently think that it must suck. Because if it doesn't cost anything, it mustn't be that good. It is why we don't wake up every single day. And I'm speaking for us people who live in a first world country. For those of you in a third world country, I pray for you and I hope this isn't the case. But it's why in a first world country, we wake up and we don't sit here and pray and thank God for the fact that we have running water. At least most of us don't. Why is that? Even though despite that water is one of the most crucial things, as a matter of fact, perhaps beside oxygen, maybe the most crucial thing to have you live a happy and fulfilled and even just live, as a matter of fact, why do we not think about it? Well, because it doesn't cost us anything. It's technically free, and therefore we don't value it, despite the fact that it is the very thing that keeps our bodies running. Literally. That's crazy. And the point I'm trying to make is that the value in having lots of money isn't the having lots of money part. That's not where the value comes from. The value comes from the work you did to make the money. That's where the true value comes from. You ever hear the story about the people who win the lottery? Whether it's true or not, I even read a study once that, while they don't become depressed afterwards, they don't become any happier. You know why? Because money in and of itself isn't isn't the source of happiness. It isn't the valuable thing. It's the work. It's the sacrifices. It's the things that go into making the money that's so good. Because imagine this. Imagine everybody could snap their fingers and have $10 million in the bank account. As a result, everybody could retire their parents, buy their dream car, buy their dream home. So when you buy that McLaren 765 LT Spider edition, okay, and you drive it around, everybody else has their dream car too. And so somebody else has got a Bugatti, and somebody else has got a McLaren, and somebody else has got a Lambo and a Ferrari. Would you still feel that? Would you still feel that good about the money? Well, probably not, because if the average person has a Lambo and you got a Lambo, does it feel that cool? Well, no, because once again, that devalues the very thing we're talking about. The value of money isn't in the money. It's in the work required to make the money. Because typically speaking, it's hard to make a lot of money, which is why the people that have a lot of money, that can buy those things, we value because it's scarce and not everybody can get them. So here's the thing. Food tastes better after a long day of work. As a matter of fact, I would argue that a mid-meal, a mediocre meal, tastes better after a long day of work, after not eating at all, than a really good meal when you're full. Would you agree with me? Would you agree that a mediocre meal, tastes better after a long days of work than an amazing meal cooked when you're full? Which tastes better? I know which I would pick, man. When I do an entire long days of work and I get to sit down and eat food, dude, it don't matter what is on that plate. I am demolishing that thing, right? Even Hormozi said that hunger is the best sauce. Hunger is the best spice. Hunger is the best ingredient for a good meal. You want to make a good meal? Just be hungrier. You'll like what you're eating inherently more, right? And it's such a weird concept, but it's so true. And it shows us that the value isn't in the very thing that we desire, but in the thing that leads up to getting that thing. You can have the best meal, all you want. If you're full, it's not going to be that good, right? You can have all the money you ever wanted. If you just got it given to you, would it really be worth it? Would you really feel good about yourself if you just had everything given to you? The trust fund kids say no, because you lack purpose. You lack purpose, and you didn't earn it either. You didn't sacrifice. You didn't suffer. The reason why people want a six-pack, they know it's difficult to get one. So why is it valued? Because it's difficult. Because not everybody can get one. So yeah, it's difficult to get a six-pack, but that's what makes it worth it. Is not everybody has one. If they did, we wouldn't value it anymore because it would just be normal. It's why nobody brags about their Toyota, because everybody has a Toyota. So it's not cool. But people brag about their Lamborghini. Why? Because not everybody has a Lamborghini. Therefore, it is cool. Are you catching along here, little bro? So here's the thing. Wish for the good fight. The best things come from hardship. Okay? Embrace the unknown, but have faith that it will work as long as you do. Have faith. Embrace, like entrepreneurship, fundamentally, you don't know what's going to happen. It's why there's such a big payoff, but also such a big risk. You don't know what's going to happen. You genuinely do not know. That is the risk of entrepreneurship, that every single day you wake up and you don't know what the fuck is happening or going on. But you just keep pushing through. That's the unknown. Right? You chart into unknown territories that nobody has walked before. You don't know if you're about to step on a landmine or fall off a cliff. But that's the beauty of it. But as an entrepreneur, you just have to embrace the chaos, embrace the unknown, and just have faith that it will work so long as you do. Because so long as you work, it will work. Because I'm a huge believer that anything that you commit to and dedicate your whole life to doing and being will work so long as you don't give up. The only way it cannot work is if you give up. The only way to never, ever, ever hit your dreams is to give up on them. Trying, there's no guarantee in trying to go for your dreams. But you know what is guaranteed? To not hit your dreams if you don't try. That is guaranteed. So failure is guaranteed if you don't try. Success isn't guaranteed if you try, but you have a way better chance. So maybe you just got to try it. People say all the time, making money doesn't have to be hard. It does. Except if it's not hard, then it's not worth it. There'd be no point in doing it. So stop wishing to get rich quick. I know that right now we're like, but if I just had the money now, then I could take my girlfriend out, or I could I could, move out of my apartment, or I could do this or do that. And maybe that may be true. And maybe you think, but no, fuck, if I just had $1 million now and then just kept making money afterwards, that may be true. But I guarantee you, you wouldn't value that thing as much. The only reason why you value retiring your parents or buying that dream car, buying that dream house, is because you know how much work has to go into making that kind of money. That's the reason why you value it. Right? If you just turned on the tap and all of a sudden money started flowing, would you value that house so much? Probably not. Because it's easy now. You see, we value the things that we can't have. We value the things that aren't abundant. That's why, as crazy as it is, girls like the guys that don't give them that much attention. We crave what we can't have. Pro dating tip. So stop wishing that it's easy. Stop wishing that it's fast. Stop wishing that you wish it could just be easier. Wish for the hard fights. Wish for the battles. Wish for the sacrifices. Wish for the problems. Wish for the struggles, because those are the very things that make money, that make making the money worth it in the end. It was never about the destination. It was about the journey. Even Kobe talks about this. It's not about getting to the end. It's about everything that happened in between. Right? Getting to the mountaintop is cool. But you know what makes it cool is the fact you have to walk all the way up a freaking mountain. That's what makes going to the top of the mountain cool. If you just got dropped off there, it'd be cool. But it wouldn't feel as rewarding. The same way that eating a meal after long days of hard work feels better than eating a meal after doing nothing. It feels more rewarding because we feel like we finally earned it. And that inherently makes us value the thing even more. Crazy thing. I was watching a video of a guy that climbed Mount Everest the other day. And one of the things I noticed is that the view from Mount Everest isn't actually that cool. You don't really see a lot, especially when it's snowing and whatnot. You don't really see much. As a matter of fact, more often than not, it's just filled with clouds and you can't see anything. The view is nothing. So what makes climbing Mount Everest so cool if when you get to the top, you can't even see anything else despite being the highest peak in the world? What makes it so cool then? The journey. The blood, the sweat, the tears, the sacrifices. The months or years of preparation. The blood, sweat, and tears, the money that went into it. Right? The hours of climbing. That's what makes getting to the top worth it. You see, it was never about getting to the top to look down at everyone else. It was about getting to the top to see what the journey is like. It's about the journey, not the destination. Something I wish I knew earlier. Something I wish I knew when I was trying to chase money only. And then when I made a bunch of money, I realized it was never about making the money. It was about the process. It was about the journey. It was about the things that I learned, the experiences I encountered throughout that process. The saying, enjoy the process, something that people talk about so often. Enjoy the process. Yeah, man, enjoy the process. But we never really understand it until it's too late. We never understand why we should enjoy the process. All we can think about is the end, the destination, the reward. So we forget to enjoy the process. And then when we finally get to the end, we realize it was about the process the entire time. We realize that was the value that made that thing look so good. It's all the things we had to go through. And if only we could have just realized that while we were going through, we might have just enjoyed it a little bit better. I know tons of athletes who wish they would have just enjoyed their time as an athlete longer. I know tons of people, myself included, who wish they just had enjoyed their last couple years of school a little bit longer, tried out for that team, played that sport, asked that girl out. I know plenty of people wish they could just go back to enjoy that process a little bit longer. But it tends to be that we only realize that after it's too late. And then we forget that lesson when it applies to the next thing. So let this be a gentle reminder to you that it's not about getting to the end. It's not about making the money. It's not about that stuff. It's about the person you become. It's about the things you learn, the experiences you go through, the people you meet, the things you sacrifice, the problems you run into that leads up to you getting here. That's what makes it so worth it in the end. So stop wishing for it to be easy. Because I can promise you this. If you asked 1,000 trust fund kids, hey man, Are you happy that you had a bunch of money given to you? You have everything in the world. They would say no. Because they wish they could have earned it themselves. Because that's what makes the money valuable, is having earned it. Having it given to you isn't fun. Remember that. It'll serve you well.